welcome. My name is Gaming Ex Machina, and today we are playing Crusader Kings 2, a Game of Thrones mod by the Citadel. Now, the Game of Thrones Crusader Kings 2 is a RTS developed by Paradox Interactive, and this, of course, which follows the course of history and everything else, and allows you to play as historical figures or your own custom leader and everything as you go through various ages and everything. Now, with this mod, not only does it add an extensive map of the Game of Thrones world, including Westeros. You also have places like New Valyria, Myr, Pentos, the Valyrian continent, the old Valyria. Basically, it has everything. It has Quor, Asahai over here, and basically it's a compilation. It adds pretty much the entire world of Game of Thrones. Now over here you'll see bookmark dates. These are basically the dates that you can play as, and when you click each of the bookmark dates, it'll give you interesting characters that you might want to play as. Over here you have republics and everything that you can play as. Now, if you'll notice, right now I'm on the bookmark the Bleeding Years. I also have a couple submods installed. One of the submods added more bookmark dates to the original mod by the Citadel, which include like the Crown Dragon, the Targaryen rule, and like the Death of the Conqueror and everything. But as you can see, it goes all the way up to the Feast of Crows, including characters like Stannis, Daenerys, Roose Bolton, Jon Snow. But yes, the most current bookmark is A Feast of Crows. Now, each actual bookmark has different characters. Like, here, we'll start with the Bleeding Years before Aegon's conquest and everything. And as you can see, we'll go to the north here, and we will go to Winterfell. As you can see, the king of the north right now is Torrhen of the North, and it shows all his vassals, basically his bannermen is basically who his vassals are and everything. We also have the Iron Isles over here, the Rock, the Reach, Dorne, Stormlands. So let's let's start with the Bleeding Years. And let's start as a wildling. So we can choose either Chief Len of Central Frostfangs, Chief Hereth of Skirling Pass, or Lord Sigret of Then, or we can make our own custom character. So let's see here. You know what? Let's start off as one of the Thens. But you know what? Let's go to Ruler Designer, and let's design our ruler, like our own custom ruler, to take the place of Lord Sigret as the leader of the Then. So let's go random, see what happens. I kind of like that jaw. I'm not digging the hairstyle though, so let's see what hairstyles we have. And let's not give him a beard and everything. So let's keep this. This will be our ruler. Uh, Here we can change our coat of arms. It's a lot easier once we get into the game. I'll show you why. As this one shows all 824, and the only way to actually select them is to go left, right, and it gets kind of annoying. Uh, let's randomize. We'll be Harith of the Then, and I'll show you right now. Here's all the cultures that you can be, and each culture has like different perks and everything. But these are the basic trees of all what you can choose for cultures, and each one has a different religion as well. And as you can see, like dark gods, assassins, the Church of Starry Wisdom. You have the summer gods, Yeti, Nagahai, Jogo Nahai, Dothraki, Valyrian. You have Westerosi, which can include Faith of the Seven, Old Gods. You have Wildling, Beyond the Wall, Old Gods, Old Gods of the Mountains. Then, and as I said, each one has its different perks and advantages. I'm just gonna go vanilla on everything. I'm not gonna change anything. All I changed was the appearance. But I'll give you a brief thing. Each one of these has their own different perk and everything that adds different stats. The numbers you see over here in red add age. Like I'm gonna go back to amateur plotterish after this, but let's say I added Grey Eminence. As you can see, it raised my diplomacy and intrigue, but it also raised my age to 24. So let's go back to amateur amateur plotter. Sorry, and that brought my age back down to 17. Now, traits are various things that add character to your character, I suppose. Each one adds perks, like club-footed. This character was born with a club-foot and unattractive disability. It would limit my attraction options, and it would lower my martial skill, and as well, which is how effective I am at war, as well as my duel skill, which is basically how good I would do on one-on-one combat if I was challenged or if I challenged someone. Whereas like attractive would add, as it says, it makes me more pleasing to the opposite sex, meaning I'd be able to marry better people and so on. Now traits can pass to children sometimes, like genius, quick, attractive, but they can also not pass on. And a mechanic in the game is a child who basically you have a child who's educated by someone and they are more likely to actually develop the traits of that person. So if you have someone with like not attractive, but like you want your child to be like a commander and everything, like a good commander and everything. Okay, you are one of the free folk who the kneelers of the South call wildlings. You do as you please and live free of the South's tyranny. I'll live free to my dying breath, and we gain the trait wildling, which is, this character is one of the free folk who live beyond the wall. They do as they please, and while They may live freely. Their ways have made them few friends south of the wall. General opinion. So everyone who is not a wildling or has the wildling trait basically has a very low opinion of me. And those who have the wildling trait basically have an increased opinion of me. So, uh, six, basically you build your ruler, you customize them and everything. You'll get choices every now and then. I'll show you when they come up. You're playing as Then Lord of the as a Then Lord of the Then religion. Now the Then culture effects are I cannot take lovers as concubines. It's traditionally anti-slavery. I may freely invade neighbors if they are independent. That will come in handy as if you normally have to have a casus bellius or a reason to go to war against someone. And vassals may renounce weak heirs. That's something that is part of the wildling culture. Yeah, I'll show you when I have a child and everything. Feudal governments. I can hold castle and fort holdings without penalties. I can build castle, city, temple, and fort holdings, and Kingsguard government vassals are not included in vassal limit calculation. That is something that is basically the feudal government and everything. That is the default for the Game of Thrones mod, but in the normal game it is not. In the normal game, there's technology which you can advance, which will change the different government types. Here, feudal government is usually the default, unless you play as like a one of the Pentos guys, like one of the republics and everything. Then it's like a merchant republic and everything else. Here's a little tidbit on the Then. The Then consider themselves the last of the first men, with the most speaking the old tongue and only a few words of the common tongue. The Then are led by the Magnar, who is considered more a god than a man of his people, and because they have laws and lords in their valley, some consider the Thens more sophisticated than other free folk. The Thens are savage fighters, but because of their belief in the Magnar as their god, they are absolutely obedient and more disciplined than other free folk. They are often better equipped than most free folk, with bronze helms, axes of bronze, and a few of chipped stones, short stabbing spears with leap-shaped heads, shirts sewn with bronze discs, and plain unadorned shields with black boiled leather with bronze rims and bosses. Now, as you see, the Magnar can grant divorces, so I can grant divorces. Priests can inherit titles. I can raid infidel neighbors for loot. Vassals do not mind if their levies are raised, which comes in handy because if you raise basically your bannermen's men for too long to fight with you, then they'll get angry and their opinion will start lowering and everything else. We have a very low supply limit. The Then is held by a secular ruler and can be destroyed or created normally. There's always a Magnar, landed or not, and I can sacrifice prisoners to the god. Alright, well, now that that's out of the way, without further ado, let's get to it. As you can see, this is our character up here. We have our council, which I'll show you what that does in a moment. Laws, which we cannot change yet because of there has to be like a king beyond the wall and everything. The only thing that I might be able to change are these later on, but I have to basically have certain conditions met. This is where technology would be in the normal game. You have your military, Right now, I have a total of 469 men I can raise, as well as my fleet levies, which I am nowhere near water and everything. Uh, White Walkers, by the way, can spawn at any time. It's an event chain. Anyways, this is our character again. This shows our current heir, which is Quent, who is a commander of Then. Uh, this shows us what titles we hold, which is the Lordship of Then and which is both, yeah, the Lordship of Then and Lordship of Then. Now we can go here. As I said, I'll show you how it's easier. We can change the different, like here we have, yeah, we can change different styles. We can even change the name of our dynasty. So let's change it to Smith. Relior, Black Goat of I can't remember. Gods of Loreth, Moonsingers, Trios, Bearded Priests, Bacalon, Many-Faced Gods. This usually shows the Valerian, Dragon, the Harpy, Lady of Spears. As you can see, it allows you to change, and each one has their own. So let's go with Pirate, Lady of Waves, Corsairs, Ruins, Fish Gods, Starry Wisdom, Old Ones, Dark Gods. I guess we'll go with Old Gods, since we are basically old gods. Here we are, Beyond the Wall, Wildlings. So let's go with a dragon, but let's change the color scheme. Let's make this black, red, and white. There we go. Okay. Now each character has ambitions and focuses. Let's go with an ambition. Let's go with get married. Let's try to find us a spouse so we can have our own heir and everything. And let's go with we'll go with war. Magnar Harith engages in all things martial, from melee training to reading the works of ancient generals. This focus unlocks the dual action versus rivals and foes. Each one gives their own different perks and buffs. Like stewardship gives rulership gives +2 stewardship, but it can also lead to certain event change and everything. When you play and everything, you can find your own. Now this, you can arrange a marriage. Right now, I can only marry these two, which is Grisella, a courtier in Skirling Pass, which age 7. I can't marry her yet. 14 is the minimum, and then age 16 and then. Let's play the game for a little bit. First, we'll go to our council. We'll appoint our council. So, as you can see, each one has their own traits, and it normally lists them from best position. It'll show you which which person is best for the actual position. Normally, if you see like a fist, that means that that person is they're an important vassal, and they usually expect to be on your council and everything. Each of these options, they give different options. I'm going to pacify the province, which raises my levy size, which will allow me to get more troops, lower revolt from peasants and everything, and it'll give me a slight increase to... Now, fabricating claims, I'm going to improve diplomatic relationship with whoever's the Lord Commander of the Wall. I'm also going to train troops. That'll increase my what I have available. I'm going to oversee construction, which will increase my build times. will decrease. It'll allow me to build faster. We're gonna scheme, which will plots and everything, which will reveal plots against me, like those trying to kill me. Minor titles. My region, I'll put Medgar again. Master of Hunt. This gives prestige, which is this right here, which can be used to. There's a lot of different things. Most things use gold, but with wildlings you can build wildling barracks, which allow you to get more men and everything else. Since wildlings usually start out with really low gold increase. Like okay, I'm just gonna increase the play time so it's faster. You are one of the free folk. Succession is open. We had poor military rule. Your succession to then at their secret's death has triggered an unrest throughout the realm. Challenges to Smith rule are emerging with many peasants and other bandits and outlaws causing trouble. My rule must stabilize. Okay. As you can see right now, my maximum men is 699. And my gold increase is 397. So let's go ahead and see if we can build anything. Let's see. Small wildling barracks, I need 60 prestige. So let's see here. North, they only have 255 men out of 308. And they have 225. So let's go to the Shivering Grove. As you can see, Upper Frostfangs. Know what? Yeah, let's go to the Shivering Forest, and let's declare war. And let's invade the Shivering Forest. So we successfully declared war. Now all we do is raise our armies, and we march them to the Shivering Forest, and let's hope we win. As you can see, it is turning colder and colder. The people of Then can no longer work the fields. That's not good, because that increases like everything. It's only a mild winter though, so here we are. They'll arrive in North Frostfangs at March 11th, but we'll arrive in the Shivering Forest. As you can see here, the defenders. That's how many people are left in their home. Faith Militant restored. Had two blah blah blah. Basically, the Faith Militant was restored. Blah blah blah. As you can see here, there are only 96 men. This is the percentage of where we are at the war, or our war score and everything. It'll tell us like battles we won and everything else. So they're invading me right now. Let's see here. This castle is impregnable. Let's pause it. I'll agree, give him his reward. But let's go back and march and take care of these guys invading our castle real quick. Like we'll show them. Like they tried to invade the wrong people. Or maybe, oh, okay. I thought they were gonna win for a second there. Okay, so let's go back to the Shivering Forest now that we've dealt with them besieging our castle and everything. And let's take over the Shivering Forest. Let's make that part of our new demesne. As you can see, Chief Drin of the Shivering Forest. As you can see, Northern Frostfangs has taken over Skirling Pass. She is so funny and above all beautiful, I think I'm falling for her. I'll try and talk to her. Mora and I talked for hours and soon became inseparable. If there was a chore, a homework, or anything we could do together, we did it. If it weren't for my nanny there, then we would have slept in the same bed. Okay, that's kind of funny. Uh, History is a subject that has always fascinated you, and you have spent the last few weeks studying the campaigns of Gendel and his brother Gorn, kings beyond the wall. There are many lessons to be learned from how they gathered the free folk to them and invaded the Greenlands. I should devote myself to more time to study this. Okay, let's see if we can. Let's see if we have any better options for. Looks like we don't, but let's go to intrigue and let's see if we can. Okay, so since I can only marry one person, let's go ahead and marry Mora. Propose Mora and Magnar Harith. Mora will gain one prestige from marrying into blah blah blah. Let's send it. As you can see, I lost prestige because of that. Because she was my courtier and everything, which is sucks, but hey, it happens. Let's go ahead. Let's go and change our thing to win our ambition to win the current war and everything, which we're most likely going to. As you can see, we're pretty much done besieging and everything. Uh, My courtier Torgan have then expressed his desire. Marry as you please. My lord, I am pleased to report I have captured some high-value prisoners after our successful siege of Shivering Grove. I hereby turn them over to you for your judgment. Send them to the dungeon. Okay. As you can see, I just, all I have to do now, I go to my war score panel, I offer peace, and I go over here and I enforce demands. And now I own the Shivering Forest. But as you can see, my Demense size is too big, so what I do here, I can go over here to my courtiers, well, to my court and everything. Let's see here. And I can give my guys in my realm part of my Demense, basically. So let's go over here to my council, see who my council is. Let's give it to my first raider. So we'll grant landed title. We'll give him Shivering Forest. And we'll include lower titles and everything. So we'll go to send. He is no longer my... We'll go over here to appoint. I might have messed up. Okay, I kind of messed up there. Like I shouldn't have included lower titles. Well, that happens sometimes. I messed up, but fuck it. We'll call my court out of hiding, and we'll appoint a new. Anyways, we won the war. Since we're small, and I had always felt that there was something between us, our teenage infatuation has grown. Our infatuation has turned into love. Aww. So, let's have a son. Let's see if we can have a son. Bodyguard, secret, and then a new commander, Gendel, law speaker of Den. Positions. Oh yeah, let's move our guys back here, back to Then. We'll decrease our levies for now. We will train our troops, and as you can see, our prestige increased again. So we can build a small wildlings barracks. It'll be complete on the 24th in a year in January. So uh, we got more prestige because we won the war and everything. And as you can see, and it was part of our ambition, so we got even more. As you can see, each each ambition gives a certain amount of prestige and everything. And you can cancel ambitions and you can change focuses and everything. Um, let's take over the frozen shore next once we build back up our troops and everything. Right now we have 387 out of a possible 525. So our next goal is to take over the frozen shore. But it looks like someone's already might have crowned themselves king beyond the wall. Let's see. Yeah, someone's already crowned themselves king beyond the wall. Each of these, basically, in my opinion, ruled the world would be more chaotic but fun place. If I keep following the laws, the world would have less chaos but also be less fun. We have a 45% chance of gaining justice or arbitrary stewardship -2, learning -2, and vassal opinion lowers. Let's go with justice should prevail only because it gives us bonuses and everything. So let's. All right, I got the 45% proc, which was and now I have the just trait, which as you can see increased my martial skill as well as my stewardship, and which is pretty cool. As you make your way home late one night, escorted by your bodyguard, you run into several drunken peasants having a fist fight in the middle of the street. Your guards attempt to steer you away, but you have an idea. Would this not be a perfect sparring opportunity and wish to increase your martial ability? Sure, why not? Put 'em up. After ordering your guards back, you join the wild melee. You get several blows in before the ruffians react to your presence, but things go poorly when you fight one of them on even terms. Soon you lie bruised in the mud and with the taste of blood in your mouth. Your smiling opponent offers his hand to help you up. Thank you for the lesson, friend. So I have a 50% chance of becoming wounded and a 50% chance of gaining poor fighter. Poor fighter will give me +1 martial and increase my dual skill multiplier, whereas wounded will decrease my health, which will lead to death easier. Martial will be -1 until I heal, and dual skill will be -2. So let's see what happens. We didn't gain either of those two, which happens sometimes. Okay, let's see what's on the frozen shore. Okay. After many months of studying the campaigns of Gendel and Gorn, you have acquired many fascinating insights and gained new wisdom in military matters. You realize that the art of war might be worth studying. You know what? I'll become a master of strategy, see what happens. Now we have more troop. Let's go to intrigue, which basically gives us our threats, our known plots. We can choose a target and plot against. Let's do auto stop plots. It's a lot easier. Let's go ahead and declare war on an invasion of the frozen shore. They have more troops, it seems, which I didn't notice at first, but you know what? We'll see what happens, right? Oh, okay, stay back. We'll stay at our we'll stay here. Let's hope let's hope we win. Like they'll arrive here and then let's hope we have home court advantage. Ooh, not good. Okay, they might win. They might have us. Uh, let's offer white peace. You know what? Let's surrender. Uh, Only because we could not take them. Decline. So yeah, we were unable to defeat them as of yet. Uh, I honestly didn't think that through. So that actually hurt me in the long run. No, no son yet, but as you can see, well, no child yet, but as you can see, uh, both me and my wife want a son. So, anyways, that's basically a brief introduction to Crusader King 2, uh, a Game of Thrones mod. Uh, I definitely check it out some more. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as follow me on Twitter. My Twitter name is GamerXMachina. And this is me signing out, so have a nice day.